One day, a young man who was always battling anxiety happened to visit a wise man to seek his counsel. The young man told the wise man, "Wise one, the older I get, the more anxious I become. I feel like time is catching up with me, and yet I haven't accomplished anything substantial with my life. Please, how can I deal with my anxiety levels?" To answer his question, the wise man told the young man a story that went like this. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom that got invaded by the Persians. In their bid to try and take full control over the kingdom, the Persians were very ruthless and they killed anyone they perceived as a threat to their ambition. Now, it happened that in this particular kingdom, there lived a blind man. The blind man lived together with his friend, who happened to be lame. Each day, the two friends would go to the streets begging for food or money. Since the blind man was athletic and well-built, and his friend had good eyesight, the two friends had a mutual relationship in that the blind man always carried his lame friend on his back, and with that, his friend would act as his eyes, and the blind man would act as his friend's legs. So when the war broke, in fear of the enemy, the two friends decided to run away and seek refuge in a nearby kingdom. Carrying his friend on his back, the blind man started running as fast as he could, in the direction that his friend was directing him. After running for almost an hour, his lame friend cried, "Oh God!" Terrified, his blind friend asked him, "What's the matter, buddy? Is the enemy catching up with us? Are they close?" His friend replied, "No, they are not, but please run faster." Determined to save his life and that of his dear friend, the blind man increased his speed and ran as hard as he could. He was tired to the core, but the thought of death drawing near made him use his last reserves of energy to run even faster. It wasn't long before his friend cried again, "Oh God!" Struggling to catch his breath, the blind man asked him, "What's wrong, friend? Is the enemy close?" Before his friend could answer, a Persian soldier who was hot in their pursuit threw an axe that landed squarely on the lame friend's head, killing him instantly. Sensing what had happened, the blind man dropped his dead friend and he started running aimlessly as fast as he could. Unfortunately for him, he encountered a thorny bush, and because he couldn't see it, he ran straight into it. In excruciating pain, the blind man cried for help, and to his surprise, one of the Persian soldiers came to his rescue. On realizing that he was blind, the Persian soldier gently nursed the blind man's wounds, and he told his fellow soldiers that since the man was blind, he did not pose any danger to them in any way. Thus, the blind man's life was spared. That's when it dawned on the blind man that all along, he had acted on his fears of death, and this had eventually cost his friend's life. Had he and his friend remained in their house, the soldiers would have spared their lives because they were handicapped, and so they wouldn't have posed any military threat. After giving him this story, the wise man told the young man, "Son, that's what anxiety does to your life. Anxiety will throw you into a rat race, and eventually, like the lame friend, it will kill you. Take life easy, and don't be the kind that always expect a negative result in every situation. Worry doesn't take away your problems, it only takes away your peace of mind. Life is not a competition, and so don't use other people's timelines to try and gauge yourself. You are not late, your blessings will eventually come at the right time, and it is not your business to try and figure out when the right time will come. Take baby steps each day, and make your mind a nice place to live in. Don't intoxicate your mind with unnecessary fears."